Here we go. So I'm here today with my second athlete of the Miller Consulting Instagram page. I have a good friend of mine, Spencer Riar, a product of Montreal in the West Island, a really good basketball player who's played for the Wolves, LCC, Red Rush, and who's now on to his next chapter at John Abbott College, a school that I used to be a part of as well. So I'm really happy that he picked this CJ up for his next step. Spencer, it's great to have you here. The first thing I'll ask you, and this is the question I've been asking all the athletes I've been working with, what has been the most challenging aspect for an athlete for the past year to go through COVID?
Well, first of all, great to be here. I really appreciate you having me on here. Love what you do.
Thank you.
For me, though, I'd personally say just the lack of gym time and like availability to get into like fitness centers and things like that to really get up the reps that you need to become a high level athlete. You and I both know that practice is everything. The more reps you get, you make sure you're doing your reps at 100%. There really wasn't a lot of that availability in throughout this past year, just with gyms closing, and now recently with the lockdown. So I'd say that was the main thing that was like a struggle for me. So I had to adapt through home workouts, things in my basement, going for runs, just changing my my motives and stuff like that.
Yeah, you make a great point, and as an athlete, we're wired differently because we always want to perform. We always want to be in a gym, work on our craft, and have that feeling that we're getting better, and that feeling of getting better happens in the gym. It's not something that we're used to do at home. I mean, we do some stuff at home, but most of the time it's like relaxing, thinking about what's next, school. But now spending all this time at home, it makes it really hard to kind of see that progress. And the fact that gyms are closed, it's tough to find some court. It's damn near impossible. I want to know, like, what has been like the biggest adjustment about being at home so much? Like you said that you've been working out a lot, but like what other aspects of your game you've been spending a lot of time working on, since we can't really work on that physical aspect that much?
Yeah, I'd say it's not as much now game situations where you're able to have scrimmages because it's just not allowed. So the biggest adjustment would be working out at home, doing workouts online and stuff like that. Either that's FaceTiming a friend and doing something with him just to stay busy, and actually, because if you're not enjoying it, you're not going to want to be doing it, and like you're not going to be there 100% of the time. And that's where you got to look to motivation to push yourself, but it's going to be the dedication that will get you through it, because motivation will only get you so far. If you're really not dedicated to what you're doing, you're just going to burn out, and it won't last forever.
Yeah, it's been a tough battle for obviously basketball players, but also all types of athletes, and even like regular. I'm going to say regular individual. I'm going to say non-athlete people. To just go through day in, day out, to be at home, to be doing online work as well. It's been really tough. You talk about motivation. This is something that keeps coming back. Like, I'm not motivated anymore. I lack motivation. I feel like I'm not the same. I want to know, Spencer. You were supposed to have your first season at Abbott this year. Obviously, basketball was canceled, postponed, so nothing really happened. But I want to know, like, what keeps you motivated, knowing that you got a season coming up in a few months.
I think it would just be the lifelong goal to play professional basketball, whether that's professionally in the NBA or in Europe. I know that both of those are possibilities. So keeping your mind on that goal, and just when you're working out and you're not feeling it, just I go to that place. I think it's all going to pay off one time or one day when I'm there and I'm playing professionally in Europe or something like that. So I watch a lot of motivational videos. Eric Thomas, he's one of my favorites. He produces very good content. So I'd say that's the main thing, just like remembering that goal, remembering where you want to be, and just keep resorting back to that if you're ever like lacking the motivation.
You make a strong point, to always come back to why you're doing this in the first place. And I think the fact that, I asked you a question, and without any kind of hesitation, you had your answer right away. And, you have your goal in mind. You know exactly what you want. And this is something I say a lot, is sometimes, yes, perhaps there's a lack of motivation, but most times there's a lack of clarity. Athletes don't know what they're looking for. They don't know what's next. And then that's the clarity part of it, but there's also like the discipline aspect of it. Like, is it a lack of motivation or discipline? Because we throw around motivation all the time, but most times it's consistency, it's discipline, it's time management, and all the others concepts.